Okay, I'll wait.
Now we're on.
Okay, then I will say, out of all of us, Johnny, I do think you would make the best drag queen.
What?
Let's see. I gotta fix some transforms, son of a bitch.
Fucking absurd.
I mean, real talk, it would probably be me, but I want to pretend to be humble, so.
I don't get it, man. Like, I don't see it. Like, at all.
Well, who do you think it would be?
I don't know, probably Jesse or me or David, not Johnny.
Anybody but Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny being a drag queen, like
John,
no.
that's the answer to everything. Anybody but Johnny.
Yeah,
I can't get past the beard.
Queen? There's only 4 of us, so the best would be 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, not that guy.
I mean, that's the thing. So, like, based just on like facial hair, I'm going with me. It's the easiest for me to be a drag queen. But based on like top of head hair, I'm going with Jesse. And based on femininity, I'm going with David. And then at no point am I going with Johnny.
I mean, Johnny could go with like a pixie cut,
Yeah, Johnny could be like a Ruby Soho type.
Yeah.
Just a drag queen with massive sideburns.
Yeah.
And like ruby red lipstick. That just
really dykey drag queen.
I don't.
That's referred to as a drag king.
Yeah. Can we?
I meant that in the least harmful way possible.
I don't know that there is a least harmful way to say dykey drag queen.
I know a few lesbians.
Can we make sure that's not the episode title?
A lot of them have Johnny's haircut, and I'm not saying I'm not taking any ownership over that word. I just, it's like their word. I'm around them enough. They say it to each other enough. I
really hope that's not your excuse for the N word, because that's not gonna fly.
No, I stopped using that excuse decades ago.
Now you just say it unabashedly.
No.
No excuses at all.
Good Lord.
I can't believe you said that. Hey, I don't need an excuse. Right? I'm white.
Yeah. Cancel proof, baby.
Oh, man.
Talking to the ultimate hustler.
All right. Who's ready to start the show? God.
Maybe we should do this before Johnny falls asleep, apparently.
Man.
That's the other thing. Sleepy drag queen just doesn't work for me.
Guys, I might change the order up a little bit and set the first couple songs just to keep playing, hopefully. Hold on.
Are you going to fall asleep during the show? Because that's not good for optics.
No, we're about to start, but I just need an extra 5 minutes for something real quick. And
if you need to pee, it's okay.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you got pee, David. That usually takes me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, get your empty bottle.
Yeah.
Say what about my game that two bathroom habits. I've never had to take a shit on camera before.
No.
God damn it! You're not making it any easier right now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Turtle
we can just wait, John.
Okay.
You don't need to sit through the intro. If you have to take a really untimely shit,
do it. It would be easier if you just left and did it. Go.
Yeah, go now.
All right, I'll give me a minute.
Yeah, we can stretch for a couple of minutes. Get a timer going.
Stretching like Johnny's asshole, dropping those turds. Am I right?
Come on, David.
Well, I mean, my other joke was going to be, it's Game That Tune, just shit in a champagne bottle.
But... shit clipper.
I mean, yeah, it's one of my sayings about Johnny.
Poop tube.
He thinks he's hot shit in a Thinks he's hot shit in a champagne glass.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, but he's actually just a fucking hard turd in a solo cup. This piece of shit.
I mean, I can't imagine shitting in a champagne glass because those flutes have very narrow openings. Like, it would be best to shit in a martini glass.
That needs to be a new shirt. Someone trying to shit in a champagne glass.
Oh, I'm so glad that your idea for a new shirt was not just a turd in a champagne flute.
Turd in a champagne glass with like a tattoo style banner in front of it that says Johnny.
How do we
that should be a sticker?
Shirt?
We should get that made as a sticker before we go to MagFest.
And not let him know, and then buy him.
See all these doo-doo champagne stickers all over the place that say Johnny. What do you think that's about?
Johnny who?
I will pull up the spreadsheet. I will see how much money we have in the Patreon bank.
We'll spend it
And I will
all
give
that.
all of that money to whoever gets a Champagne Dirt Johnny Trip stamp.
Little toot in that flute.
Oh, man. Now that can be the episode title.
Woo.
I mean, do we even need a show after that?
Starting strong tonight, gentlemen.
Woo. Feels
You
good.
guys are getting a bonus show.
Yep. So, how we feeling, guys?
I'm excited.
Shout
having
out to
trouble.
Jaded Gamer in the Discord chat who says 2 GTD tunas, 1 cup.
There's
Nope.
4 of us.
Yeah. Well, we gotta choose 2.
Not it.
Yeah, not it either. Not with Johnny.
Oh no. Not
I'll
again.
gladly lick somebody's shit out of a cup with anybody
What?
except Johnny.
Oh. It's one of those anyone but Johnny situations.
God, you really do
Mhm.
just do anyone but Johnny.
I mean, it feels
Anyone's
right.
Shit. Not Johnny's though. His
I
shit's
can't wait for him to
gross.
come back and like check this.
Nah, there's nothing to check. He's not recording it. He never reviews the video.
He could be
Hope everybo-
watching on the toilet.
Hope everybody on Twitch is clipping this though.
Yeah, he's clipping it. Clipping them turds.
Hey.
He's back.
Okay.
How's
How
that
much of
pooping?
that did you hear?
2 minutes 44 seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought I would
I'm
made
impressed.
I would have made it
Did
before
you-
the end of the first song.
Did you
Crank
weigh
that boy.
yourself before and after?
And Johnny, it doesn't matter that you would have made it back before the end of the first song. What matters is would you have made it to the beginning of the first song?
Yes.
I don't need you all turgid and like biting your lip during the fucking intro of the show.
I mean, to be fair, like our intro music is 30 seconds, so you could hit the intro, leave, and then we just have dead air.
All right.
Yeah, John Regan say, "Hey, oh God, come on."
John Regan say, hey.
It's coming out.
Okay.
My hole.
Oh, she's back.
All right. Who's ready?
Return of my hole.
Who's ready to start the show?
I mean, I'm not. I need a few seconds.
Just gotta regroup real quick. All right, yeah, I got this. You okay, David?
I'm fine. I'm just, pinching a loaf.
Taking a shit make you get the hiccups?
Oh, the shit cup.
Oh.
Doesn't it forever?
Little known fact about David: anytime someone gets a shit, he gets the hiccups.
It's his mutant power.
Speaking of shit cups.
Kind of like, when you get goosebumps, it means somebody's walking on your gravesite. Yeah, when I get the hiccups, it means somebody's taking a shit.
On your gravesite.
Wait, you get goosebumps when somebody's walking on your gravesite, but you're not dead yet.
It's
I
the
mean-
future, Johnny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what will be your gravesite?
Yeah, where you
String
will die.
theory.
I see.
It's complicated.
Yeah. It's not
David.
it's not complicated.
You have the
The
hiccup.
Taking
Infinity
a
Stones.
shit.
Taking a shit. It's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who's ready to start the show?
Oh, we haven't started yet.
Yeah, wow, we're really running late, guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly feel like
Way to
we're
go,
about
John.
3 games into the show based on our commentary.
Ay.
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
Jesse?
Yeah, that's all.
right.
Born ready.
Cool. 5,
It's ready. 2
4,
minutes, 44 seconds.
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune, and we are back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Okay, guys. Wow, that's quite an intro. I appreciate that, guys. Really,
no podcast listener is gonna understand this,
and there's no need for them to, baby. It's Game That Tune back in the house, man. This is gonna be a fantastic night. Doing a lot of inside jokes before anybody even gets going.
Before it gets outside,
really alienate some people. What we're gonna do on this show, man. You're probably not just joining us because this is Game That Tune episode 266. But if you are, don't say shit, Jesse. If you are, what we're going to do is listen to some video game tunes. We've each got 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs with a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off and have a lot of fun, talk a lot of shit. The winner at the end of the night gets to pick a theme for the next episode and play some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the illustrious and sexy David Fleming.
Yeah, it was a good win. I was very proud of that perfect score.
A perfect score, Dave.
Back.
Yeah, and
I did.
And
yes,
you look nice with the old glasses. I'm glad you kept
Thank
them. But David, you had a perfect game last week, and you got to pick the theme for this week's episode. So tell everybody what the theme is for tonight's episode.
The theme for tonight is mashups, mashing up genres, characters. As you define it, a game that mashes up.
Yes, games with mashups. I like
Monster
it.
Mash.
I would have liked it a lot more if we had done it a couple of weeks ago before I used up ActRaiser Renaissance. I'm just going to be honest, guys. Like, I don't play games with more than one genre very often. I'm a simple classic man. I like one genre per game. So
I mean, maybe you've got multiple characters. I don't know.
Are they mashed together, David? What are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody better have chosen the composite Superman game.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as I took the theme, I took it to mean mashups, not crossovers. So, if 2 characters from different series appear in the same game, that's fine. But if they possess the same body, now we've got a mashup, guys. But no, I'm kidding, man. It's gonna be a great show. Yeah, mashups, numerous possibilities, multiple possibilities, just endless possibilities, throwing things together, seeing what sticks. It's going to be a great night. We got 5 fantastic games. We got a great fan request, and really, there's nothing more to say about it. Johnny, are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling better now.
Feeling relieved?
Yes.
Okay, man. Then why don't you mash up the button to start game 1?
Game 1.
right, guys. So this game was enhanced for play on the Super Nintendo via the Super Game Boy device. The enhanced version would offer color graphics, custom explosion sounds, and a 4-player multiplayer mode with the Super Nintendo multi-tap. All right. Who's got some answers?
Sorry, man. Give me a quick
I
second.
do.
I accidentally buried my writing device, so I had to uncover it.
Ooh, interesting answers. All right, so let's see. David said Monster Mash or Game Boy, which is incorrect. Jesse and John both said Wario Blast featuring Bomberman, which is correct. This is Wario Blast featuring Bomberman, which is really just Bomberman GB reskinned with Wario. And I feel like that's a damn shame that they put Bomberman into a featured role when it's really a Bomberman game with Wario in it.
I mean, you gotta move units, man. And Wario was the new hot thing, and they had to figure out a way to move these Bomberman games.
Has Wario ever been the new hot thing?
Yes.
No.
That's a fascinating crossover, Wario and Bomberman. How do you get those two people together?
The plot was that Wario managed to stumble upon Bomberman's world and decided that he just wants to loot it all and take everything.
Is he disappointed to find there's no money in Bomberman? It's just bombs.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because Bomberman is well known for dropping bombs, and Wario is well known for dropping bombs.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to say for dropping ass. Would have been really crude, but great.
That was implied in the metaphor of bomb.
Yes. So that actually is the question. Was this full-blown, modern day crude Wario? Were you fighting Bomberman by dropping bombs out of your ass?
God, I wish, man. I wish. This is probably how Wario got associated with bombs in the first place. Because he has
Wario dropping time-delayed farts.
We don't have any fart sounds on our soundboard, do we?
No,
and we should not. We've made it this far. We don't need them, guys.
We don't have fart sounds on our soundboard. No, with good reason.
Even saying fart is crude enough for me.
Do we have a crying baby sound?
No.
We have Tim Curry saying space.
Do we have
That's something.
Space?
Do we have a lady going, me so horny?
Okay. Jesse, you've had 266 episodes to make this a Morning Zoo podcast. If it's not there now, I don't think it's ever happening.
I don't think we should ever have a woman saying me so horny on the soundboard. I definitely think we should have one of us saying me so horny on the soundboard.
No, that clip of Jesse saying me so horny is pre-pulled for the next.
There it is, everybody.
Yeah. And now I'm going to pull the clip of me saying it, but saying it like this, me so horny. It's going to be great.
The next
really good punchline
is just going to be multiple versions of me so horny.
You gotta say it with a really good deadpan. David, give us like a Frasier-esque, David Hyde Pierce reading on Me So Horny.
Me so horny.
It's all right, Johnny. Give us the Frasier-esque Martin Crane, the dad on Frasier, say Me So Horny.
All right, no problem. Ah!
Wrong dad.
He doesn't.
You
know,
know,
I'm not gonna
I
correct
saw
you.
it coming, and still it surprised me.
I never see it coming, guys.
I was not expecting that.
Wow. Anyway, so yeah,
Mother
that's-
Brain's so horny.
everybody knows that. Ugh. Lord. Okay, so Johnny, what? So this is Wario's Bomberman.
Yes, it's a mashup of Wario and Bomberman. I guess it's really more like just a sprite hack of Bomberman. Like there's really not a whole lot of Wario lore in this game. You're playing as Wario on Bomberman stages, leaving bombs, collecting power-ups and all that. You're on a motorcycle, but so is Bomberman, so like, this might be the first game with Wario's, motorcycle, because that was the whole thing that started in the WarioWare series.
Right.
But he technically has a bicycle in this one, or motorcycle in this one.
Oh, cool.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go back. You're talking about how, like, Bomberman's on a motorcycle, like whatever. It's like, wait, has Bomberman ever been on a motorcycle before?
Pretty rad.
Before this game, I don't think so. That's
Johnny,
introduced in this one.
I'll tell you how I got to this answer. Thanks to your incredible Super Game Boy trivia. You can Google like list of games for Super Game Boy.
Yeah.
And like Wikipedia's got a like sortable list of all the features that come from a Super Game Boy.
No, I did not know
Yeah,
this.
okay. So it's pretty dope, man. There's this nice table of all the games that are like compatible with Super Game Boy, and there's a sortable column for multi-tap, and it's got 6 games in it. Bomberman Collection, Bomberman Game Boy, Bomberman Game Boy 2 with the note, Bomberman Game Boy has the note, same game as Wario Blast. Bomberman Game Boy 2, Jinsei Game, Pocket Puyo Soon, and Wario Blast featuring Bomberman with the note that it's the same game as Bomberman Game Boy. I like that list of games. Like so many Game Boy games, and they only worked out multi-tap support for 3 Bomberman games, a Bomberman game that they put Wario into, a Puyo Puyo game, and some game that doesn't have a link you can click on Wikipedia, so it's got to be hot. Super Game Boy is a hell of a thing. And actually, real quick, one really funny thing also on this. So on the Super Game Boy components list, you have 6 games that have multiplayer support via the multi-tap. And one of those games somehow does not also offer 2-player support.
So it's single player or 4 players, and that's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So you can do 1, you can do 3, you can do 4. 2 though? No.
Get the fuck out of here.
And of course that game is the Puyo Puyo one. Because who would ever want to play 2-player Puyo Puyo when you could play 3 or 4-player Puyo Puyo on a Game Boy emulated into your Super Nintendo? Yeah. What a time the 90s were, guys.
I thought that.
So anyway, sorry.
I've always been so fascinated by how they got multi-tap support into Game Boy games. Like
It's
just
fascinating.
Insanity.
Yeah. No, and the fact that they only did it for Bomberman, basically. It's like, you couldn't come up with another use for this? Like, wasn't there like an RC Pro-Am game for the Game Boy or some shit? Like, is there any there's no other Game Boy games out there clamoring for 4-player support or 3-player support even?
There were. They just predate the Super Game Boy, right? Like Wave Race for Game Boy could do 4 players. Yeah.
I was going to say,
Word.
wasn't there like Faceball, which was like a first-person shooter on Game Boy that had 4 players?
Yep.
Sure. But did it use the multi-tap?
I mean, clearly not, because it didn't star Bomberman and or Wario.
I guess that's something I was not clear on until discussing this, is that so the multi-tap thing only comes for games that came after the invention of the Super Game Boy. You couldn't retrofit that in there. That makes sense as to why there's so few. Because I'm looking at the list, I'm like, damn, they only worked it out for those? Ugh. But that makes much more sense. I'm
So, Johnny, do you
smart
get to
guy
play,
that understands game history.
do you get to like choose who you play as, either Bomberman or Wario?
You do. Yes. So when you play as
Is there any difference between them?
No. I mean, the difference is when you play as Wario, you're fighting all these little Bomberman clones. And when you play as Bomberman, you're fighting a bunch of Wario clones.
Whoa.
which really doesn't. I don't know how they explain that part in the story at all. How Wario apparently got some kind of cloning device, and I guess he's sending his henchmen out. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I like how the story is Wario stumbles upon Bomberman Land and has to fight all of these bombers. There's a shit ton of Warriors that just show up. Like,
Yeah, like
what
somehow
the
it's
fuck is
acceptable.
this?
Somehow it's acceptable for there to be Bomberman clones because Bomberman is something of a nondescript character. You know, he's a little, guy with a ball for a head, balls for hands and feet. No real character about him. But to have Wario clones, it's like, oh, okay, hold on. It's like, no. One Wario is too many. What are these other Warios doing here?
Yeah,
Well, isn't Bomberman technically a robot?
That's a good question. I honestly
That's a
don't
very
know.
good question, David. A question that you could probably answer better than I, because I always thought he was a bombing man.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's a robot. I thought he was a guy in a bomb disposal suit, like the Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
Because we call the Mega Man bosses like Guts Man, and they're robots, right? So having man in the name isn't a good indication as
But
to
they
whether or
also
not
had
he's
Bomb
human.
Man, and he looked different.
Yeah, and Mega Man, he's not a robot.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm looking at like Bomberman, also referred to as White Bomber. He's
Whoa!
a,
Oh,
he's
I don't
a
like that.
protagonist and player character. He's usually portrayed as heroic and cheerful. Like all Bombermen, he can generate bombs in his hands. It's like, yeah, but what is he?
They had to stop calling him White Bomber after the Oklahoma City thing.
Oh, no.
They
Game
permanently changed the
2.
name.
No!
Like, Johnny, I know you live in Baltimore and you don't live in Oklahoma anymore, but still, too soon.
I guess so. So Johnny, this really is just a reskin of Bomberman with Wario in it. Like that's literally all it is, huh?
Yep.
I like it.
All it
Not
is.
sure it qualifies as a mashup, but I like where your head's at.
It's close enough.
Go in yeah, exactly. It's literally close enough. Man.
Ooh, I have it. Bombermen are robotic life forms with flat computer screen-like faces that have eyes within a squared or circular helmet. So yes, Bomberman is technically a robot.
That's why they have the weird faces. They're all Arnim Zola.
Robots?
Yeah.
No, they're not Nazis. They're just Bombermen.
Are they
But
the,
I'm not off base with that, right? Zola had like a computer face at some point in the comics, right?
I
Yeah,
think-
it's a robot with a computer face, but he was also a Nazi, and Bomberman
No.
was not a Nazi.
No, I would be willing to say, apart from that, previously named White Bomber, I would bet that Bomberman's pretty anti-Nazi.
Now I really want to see a cover of Captain America 1, except it's Bomberman punching out Hitler.
Yeah, I would play that. I would also play, like, speaking of Bomberman mashups, let's go around the horn real quick and think of characters that you would like to see in a Bomberman setting. I'll go ahead and take the anti-Nazi one. I want to see Wolfenstein Blast featuring Bomberman. Jesse?
You said, well, first you said it had to be a Konami game.
I don't recall saying anything
Maybe
No,
you
I don't-
missed-
like that.
Oh,
I don't think so.
No, I'm
said
just saying,
Bomberman.
any game that you want
Castlevania.
to see, yeah, Castlevania Blast featuring Bomberman. Pretty good.
Bombervania.
Also good. David,
I'm thinking about like the Bomberman levels of just long hallways and mazes and throwing bombs, and I kind of want to see like Ocarina of Time Link in a Bomberman setting.
all right.
Oh
all
yeah,
right.
that's a good one.
Johnny.
I wouldn't say Donkey Kong featuring Bomberman. Just a big old ape
Why?
fighting a bunch of Bombermen. I like apes.
I'd
about it.
be okay with that. Like,
But
you
what
get
about
a
the ultimate
special like
version where-
barrel bomb?
See, actually, now, David, you did bring up a good point. Yeah, specialized weapons would be crucial because, again, I don't think Wario did anything special besides drop his own bombs. So, barrel bombs would be pretty cool. I was going to say, Johnny, you would feel terrible playing as Bomberman and killing all those apes. Just Bomberman
True.
versus the great apes.
Yeah,
would be
that's
awful.
awful.
Yes.
Bomberman's
Alright.
not a Nazi, but he is a colonialist.
Oh,
Game
man.
2.
There it was.
dare to feel. I'm sorry, there was a comment in the Discord that really cracked me up. Anyhow, so this is our fan request on the trivia for this game. When the director wanted to address the criticism of the previous game for the lack of length, world building, and story, they put most of the development time into the harvesting simulation.
All right, how you guys feeling?
As y'all write down your
Real good.
answers, I do want to give a shout out to our requester, because this is our request and this came from the Discord. So thank you to Mork in our Discord who made this request.
Mork, baby.
Oh, I know
So-
him.
Request.
Who's got those answers? So Johnny has drawn a rather short but fat penis.
Hey,
Self-portrait.
don't shame.
I wasn't shaming, I was describing the penis.
Johnny drew a
You're
fat
never
dick.
supposed to describe the penis.
And Johnny, I don't know why you're looking. You know, where did you get that picture?
Anyhow, John and Jesse have the correct answer. This is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. So yeah, this is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, fitting the mold of mashup because it combines both 2D action platformers and farming simulation.
Of course.
Has anyone played this game?
No, I've wanted to, but I just haven't.
I was gonna say, ask the follow-up question, David. Have I heard of this game? No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's been on my list. Like, I want to play it because it's like half farming simulator where you're supposed to like grow rice and make meals and whatnot, and then the other half is like action platformer beat 'em up. The game involves a main character, Sakuna, who is like a goddess who gets disgraced and has to like live amongst mortals. So you have to kind of like learn how to grow rice and whatnot, but then eventually things get attacked, so you have to go kick ass. And that's the part of the game that I'm really kind of interested in, is like the combat and the exploration and whatnot. I'm not really sold on the farming, and apparently that's where they put a lot of the energy. Like, the farming is very, very in-depth, so if you've ever played Harvest Moon and just want to whoop some ass, maybe pick up Sakuna.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, how much can you really like distinguish yourself from like other like fighting, like beat 'em up type things with your combat? You got to put your effort into the rice farming. Like, that's where you're really going to set yourself apart.
Well, and that's what because like I said, I've not played it. I want to play it.
The rice farming is so involved.
One of the like negative things that I've heard about this is, God damn it, Jesse, that gift.
Okay, cool. While you're laughing, I want to take possession of the fact that I believe I said rice harving instead of rice harvesting. I really got to correct myself. All right, I'm drinking way too much tonight, guys. I'm at rice harving.
One of the like, I was looking at reviews and whatnot, because like, yeah, this game looks fun and whatnot. And apparently, like, there's no tutorials. So in other games, like in other things like Harvest Moon and that sort of thing, you have like your field and whatnot, and you get the nice little grid and you plant your seeds and whatnot. Like, there is no grid system. Like, you're just given a blank plot of dirt and like, all right, fucking go. Figure it out. And I've heard that some of the appeal is you kind of learn as the character learns, so you get that sort of connection, but also there's no tutorial. So it's like, fuck, how am I supposed to grow this rice?
I mean, I kind of love that. Like, it's like Stardew Valley, but it's like, motherfucker, you know how to grow rice? You're gonna be in deep shit if you don't know how to grow rice around here. Like,
Shit.
I can give it a shot. You're fucked. You're not gonna be able to grow this rice.
Like, and from what I'm to understand, like, the story is about this goddess who's living amongst men, so I'm sure it's supposed to teach you like humility and whatnot, but also at the same time, like, that's a great myth for a god to learn human ways, but I just want to play a video game. Like, I don't want you to shame me into not knowing how to grow rice.
I love games that teach me humility. Like, you said that, I'm like, oh, ew. No. do a quick lightning round of games that teach you humility.
Well, I mean, like I can certainly understand. I can certainly understand the appeal of like a game that slowly builds up your abilities, and by the end, you're some hyper competent badass and whatnot.
I never
But,
played Metroid.
But also, like, I want to whoop ass. I don't really want to farm.
I mean, but you know, that's the point of the mashups, baby. If you want to do one or the other, you go get a different game. If you want, you know, the best of harvesting and whooping ass, you go with Sakuna.
And that's one of the weird things, because as I was reading about it, you do gain experience, you do level up your stats and whatnot, but all of that comes based on the food that you eat according to the like crops that you grow. It's not from combat, so like you really need to be good about growing rice.
God, that's funny.
You really got to focus on the rice.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I do
Yeah,
love
you're great.
like,
You're a competent swordswoman and all. That's fine, but like seriously, how's the rice? Oh, crap!
and I do
Not
love
getting anywhere.
like going back to the trivia, like the director, they made another game and people were like, oh, you know, it's not too long, it's not too difficult. So when they made this one, they're like, fuck it, put everything into the rice growing. That'll show them. Like,
Yeah,
I respect the balls of that move.
I'd be
I'm
so
for it.
nervous because, like, I manage to fuck up rice all the time. Like, I have a rice cooker and I still fuck it up.
Oh man, I've gotten a rice.
I was going to say,
recently.
Johnny, I didn't realize you were going to say that. Buy a fucking rice cooker, but no, if you can fuck up rice in a rice cooker, Johnny, you're broken.
It's so good. I make so much fried rice because it's fun. You put it in the rice cooker, then you just throw it in the
Yeah.
frying pan, and it's amazing. Soy sauce,
Mhm.
that bitch. Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
just crack an egg, baby.
yes.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not even cooking the rice. You have to grow the rice.
Yeah, okay, so Johnny, yeah, you really suck. If you can't cook rice, God help you if it comes to growing rice.
God,
you
yeah,
know.
no,
you're out.
Can you, like, can
Can't
you
go
die
to
if you don't-
Big Lots and buy a fucking rice grower. You're gonna have to learn to grow that shit yourself.
Yeah,
So
Dave,
like
did-
I am curious about how in depth this rice growing is. Like you have to like select seeds or something, or like prepare the land a certain
Do
way.
you have to worry about seasons?
It
Mm.
does seem like super involved because you can grow like different kinds of rice.
Ooh.
Like I was reading, because you have to
White,
make meals and
brown,
whatnot. And I
wild.
was reading something where apparently you can
Saffron.
intentionally fuck up your meals, and like you can gain bare minimum stats if you just put hot water. It'll like the game will just give you like, okay, all you did was try to cook water, have a dumpling. So like,
Okay.
you can level your stats to the bare minimum by doing absolutely nothing.
Just by drinking some water. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I thought my understanding was like you fuck it up by using hot water as opposed to like boiling water or like cold water. Like you don't soak the rice or something. Like I'm worried about how much of this game is about rice now.
It's I mean, it's in the
feels
title,
weird.
John.
Yeah, I know.
So, it's going to be a lot.
I mean, that's why like I have not played this game because I thought it was going to be 50-50 farm sim and beat 'em up, and it seems to be more like 75-25 farm sim beat 'em up. It's like I don't know.
David, you just don't eat rice. Like if this was a Chicago style pizza and ruin game, then like
Yes.
you'd be all
Yes.
over it.
A pizza and ruin.
You
Yeah.
play an ancient Japanese goddess who must grow deep dish pizza
Oh, God,
in a
got-
field.
She has to harvest mozzarella sticks. David's in.
That was God. That was my favorite field trip as a kid. Was when we took that field trip out to that pizza farm.
Yes, the Florida pizza farm.
Yeah.
I
Still
like
showed
that
us how to
Florida-
inseminate a cow.
John- David, why is Florida the insane part of that? Pizza farm in that
man.
climate? No way.
Oh God. I mean, you would think that Florida would be able to grow good pizza. We got a lot of New Yorkers that come down here, but they come here to retire. They don't come here to toil in the pizza fields.
No, they just
Just
come
say
down
they
to
don't come
Florida.
here to work.
They just come down to Florida to bitch about how the pizza's not as good. What are you talking
Well,
about?
no, what they do is they make New York level money, and then they come to Florida where it spins a lot further, and yeah, they don't feel like growing pizza anymore. That's just life. So, anyway, yeah. So, David, what game, what version of this would you play? Like,
I was
what
gonna
would it
say,
take?
I would actually really get into a Sakuna sequel if instead of being a rice grower, you become
She
a
goes
baker.
nuts.
So like you have to grow the wheat and then make a shit ton of pastries and then fight monsters. I'd be into
Okay.
that.
Ooh,
Yeah,
idea
I like it.
for a sequel.
Hmm.
So in the first one, you're a rice grower. The second one, you become a salesperson and you become a rice shower.
God damn it.
Johnny, get the hell out.
Johnny's trying to find out how this could be more of his game. Got real shower energy.
So then the,
You have a button,
third,
Johnny.
and then the third
It
game,
was good. That was good.
Game
You take all
3.
okay.
No, it's hilarious. Don't cut him off.
No, Dave, what happens in the third game?
I was gonna say at the third game you take all of
Sticking around for
Yeah,
it, guys. I'm
look what you
sorry.
did. We could have stopped that, but nope. What about the fourth
It's
game?
even better now.
Yeah, the rice glower. He makes it like radioactive. Oh,
All right, guys, hold on, guys. Before we go,
Okay, I'm not
I feel
gonna
like
lie.
it's worth talking about the fifth game in the series.
The rice
Nuclear
mower.
rice would be awesome.
Well, it's half rice growing sim and half Major League Baseball with King Griffey Jr. It's rice thrower.
okay, I'm on board again.
Game
Maybe I should have
He's
gone with
throwing
a football
sacks
game.
of rice.
Yeah, trying to hit baseballs that are made of rice. Yeah, let's just.
Jerry
Just cut it.
Rice. Fuck.
I really should have said
Right
football.
there, right there, Jerry
You
Rice.
should have said wedding planning sim.
It was right there, Jerry.
Damn it, Jerry.
Game 3.
Stop playing the sound and just go. All right, guys. So this game takes place in a variant of the main world derived from the bad ending of the original game. Alrighty, guys. Who's feeling good hearing those tunes?
Great.
I'm feeling very good.
Good. Let's see those answers then. Johnny said some Kingdom Hearts game, and he's sadly incorrect. Jesse and David both have the correct answer of Dragon Quest Builders. Yes. Dragon Quest Builders.
Mm-hmm.
What a game it was. Could be. I don't know. Jesse or David? I know, David, you got into Dragon Quest in the last couple of years. Did you play this Dragon Quest Builders?
I have not, but I feel like I should, because it's basically Dragon Quest plus Minecraft, as I understand.
Yes. That is how I'm using it for this theme. It is a Dragon Quest Minecraft game. You take a JRPG, and for some reason, you have to build everything out of blocks. I believe that for some reason is because Minecraft is very popular, and Dragon Quest was like, hey, how can we get some of that sweet, sweet Minecraft money? They decided, hey, how about a Dragon Quest game where you have to build a bunch of shit, just like in Minecraft? And here we have it, Dragon Quest Builders. Jesse, have you played DQB?
I've played the sequel.
DQB 2.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. The only thing is, once you get enough people in your town, they start wanting you to build a bunch of shit, and it's like, I want to go and adventure and stuff. I mean, I know it's Dragon Quest Builders and all, but
right.
But it's still pretty cool. Has a neat look to it. The monsters are all cool looking. And the music is decent.
The music is perfectly fine. As is old Dragon Quest music.
And let us not speak any more of the music.
So anyway,
guys, I gotta say, I picked this with the intention of not saying very much about the composer of Dragon Quest, and I don't want to make it all about talking about the composer of Dragon Quest.
We've talked about enough shit in this episode.
Here's what I'll say. I was listening to fellow video game music podcast, Rhythm and Pixels, and they recently did an episode about. And the title of the episode was The Music of Koichi Sugiyama. And they acknowledged that they weren't going to say very much about the man, and they really just wanted to play some of the music, and that it's okay, in some cases, to separate the art from the artist. I will give them that. It is definitely okay to separate the art from the artist once that miserable old motherfucker is dead, and there is no financial benefit to separating the art from the artist. I am honoring Koichi Sugiyama this week in the best way I know how, by sharing his orchestral music for free with people on the internet. That is how I'm honoring that fucking guy. Like, what perfectly fine music that man made. But man, oh man, let us speak no more of that sad, sad, awful old man. Because Dragon Quest music, it's cool. It's perfectly fine orchestral music. I like it. It sounds nice.
Want to play this game just because, like, one of the reasons I've been hesitant to play Minecraft is because it seems too open for me. Like, you can go anywhere, build anything, and I just feel like I would be lost. But like adding in, like, here's an adventure, go fight a dragon. Like, okay, I have a goal to move towards. I could get into this.
Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, that kind of does sound appealing. Like, there are many things about this game that I find appealing. One, it's cute. Yeah. Two, it's kind of like Minecraft, but you get to go around and fight monsters in more like a Dragon Quest setting, and there's RPG quests. That's pretty much it. I think that's really the selling point. It's like, it's a cute Dragon Quest Minecraft. It looks really cute and seems pretty fun. Like, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it. I say it appeals to me. It appeals to me on like an aesthetic level. Like, I think it's cool. I would like to see what people do with it, get creative, build some big stuff, or build up nice looking towns and stuff. But like, knowing me and my time for games these days, this isn't in the cards. Like, yeah, because you got to build stuff in order to progress the game, which is all well and good, but then like, eventually, obviously you're going to beat the game at some point, and then you're just going to be building stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I have time for a big crazy sandbox right now, but for the people that do, this does seem like kind of an appealing Dragon Quest themed sandbox. I like it. Have I got it right, Jesse?
Yeah, I believe if you were to jump in, I would go ahead and just jump to 2, like, because there's a lot of quality of life improvements they made in it, and
cool.
It looks a little better, plays a little better, and like the story isn't all that important. Like, it is cool. It's like in an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Like in 2, you're not allowed. It's the story in 2 is ridiculous. It's like people aren't supposed to build things. Monsters control the world, and like if they see you building stuff, they can attack you, which is really like, how do people live
and deal with it? Never build anything. I do like the connection to the original Dragon Quest in this first one. Like, that seemed to spark David's knowledge of exactly what this was. David, do you know like how this game, the setup for the game?
Yeah, because when I played through Dragon Quest 1 and I got to that point, I was so close to trying it. But like, there comes a point where you meet like the final evil boss and whatnot, and he asks you like to join him, and it gives you the prompt of like yes or no, and you're supposed to say no, and that triggers the boss fight, and you beat him and restore peace to the land, etc. But you can actually say yes, and then the game just kind of ends with the world ending. And apparently Dragon Quest Builders, like, I remember reading that it takes place in the version where the hero was like, yeah, fuck the world.
Right. That's pretty much right. And apparently there are like variants and more re-releases of Dragon Quest and stuff where it's like, you say yes to the Dragon Lord and give him like a shitty weapon. And he's like, what the like, he says like, oh, present me with the weapon as a sign of good faith that that you're not going to fight me. And you give him, your sword. And if it's like a bad weapon, he's like, you're going to fight me with this piece of shit? Okay, whatever. I'm taking over the world. Game over, bitch. Bye. And then like, this one more specifically, if you say yes to him, he's like, all right, yeah, give me the blade. Show me that, we're on the same team. You give him like the fucking, sick ass tricked out sword. He's like, oh, damn, this is a really nice sword. You probably could have killed me with this thing. But hey, I'm a man of my word. You and I rule this kingdom now. But, oh, guess what? It's like a King Solomon type thing. I'm cutting the kingdom in half. You get the wasteland and I get the good shit. Like, you get the blackest pit and the dankest dungeons. And that's your land. I'm a man of my word. Boom. See you later. It's like, damn, that's a good bad ending. Like,
I'm a man of my word, but also fuck you.
Exactly. Joker-esque as it would seem. But yeah, so this game takes place in like the darkened world where it's like, yeah, you got the shitty version of the world. You should probably build it back up, huh? You should probably make it nice, and put up some buildings, make some curtains and shit, make this place look nice. But it seems fun, and again, that's my takeaways from it. Fun, cute. That's pretty much what I got here. Like, interesting mashup of franchises. Because my question actually was, and I don't expect any of you guys to have an answer for this. Is Minecraft a thing in Japan? Is it popular in Japan?
Well, that's what I thought was so weird when you were like, Dragon Quest was looking at Minecraft like, we need to get some of that money. It's like, really? Dragon Quest was thinking we need to get money? Like, I think they're doing pretty good.
I mean, that's the thing. They're like a big franchise. I think, I don't know, David, the big guys that get the money, they seem to want to continue to get the money. That's what I've learned in my lifetime about the mega rich.
About major Japanese corporations.
And not even Japanese. I actually, it could be more of a specifically American thing, but it seems to me that no money is enough money for people with money. And so, yeah. Dragon Quest being like, hey, you got a nice looking block building game there, and you're making a lot of money. We're already making a lot of money. What if we did what you're doing and make a lot of money? It's a good idea, quite frankly. Good business.
Give this man promotion.
Yeah, promote that guy. Ooh,
I mean,
I don't know, the guy that made Minecraft.
We're making a lot of money. If only there was a way we could make more money. Like, yeah, that's a brilliant strategy. Apropos of nothing, I do want to take a moment to mention patreon.com/GameThatTune.
Mm-hmm. Guys, we are not yet mega rich. You guys do get return on your investment when you give us money. But yeah.
Pretty soon you'll get Minecraft GameThatTune edition.
Oh, God, it would be good. Actually, that's a good question. So we'll go around the horn real quick. What is a game that you would like to see a builder's version of? What's a world that should, or a game series that should have its own blocky Dragon Quest Builders-esque version of it? Jesse, go.
Bomberman.
Okay.
Because then you could just blow it up too.
That's true. You could build the arenas and blow up the arenas.
Blow it up with fun little voxels. Oh, yeah.
Johnny, what are you thinking, man?
Donkey Kong.
Okay.
I just
Donkey Kong really do.
I just really like Donkey Kong. He's a cool dude.
David, what are you thinking, man?
I'm kind of thinking, and I didn't intend for this to be like throwbacks to the last conversation, but a Minecraft Castlevania where you could like build your own castle and add blocky monsters.
And you could put meat in the walls.
Exactly.
Oh, you could hide so much meat in those walls.
That's what I said about my ex.
Supposed to be left uncommented upon.
Nope.
My answer in honor of the 20th anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 3, I would say Grand Theft Auto Builders, where you just build your own city and then fucking destroy it. And
you could build a car to steal.
Yeah, build some hookers to kill.
I was going to say, build a hut, take a hooker inside, kill them.
Yeah, wall them up inside, baby.
I feel
Lose
like
those warrants.
I feel like if you're the one that built the car, that's not really stealing. It's just your car.
Well, that's the whole thing. You gotta build everything and then eventually steal from yourself. It doesn't really make sense. So anyway, yeah, Dragon Quest Builders. Fun game. Sequel probably better. Good, nice orchestral music. And I do love that this game had the actual orchestral versions of the music. No shitty Dragon Quest 11-esque dealings in this one. And yeah, I'm happy to share that orchestral music with you guys, since the guy that made it is dead. Makes me feel really good. That's pretty much what I got, guys. What a lovely game. Rest in peace. No, not at all.
I hope he is sitting in hell being raped by the devil.
Damn.
Whoa.
Hot take.
Is this
Yeah.
Maybe the most
Oh.
appropriate use of the hot take button ever.
Is this the first time that we wished rape on somebody on GTC?
Which satanic rape upon a dead Japanese
It's
man.
actually from an old SNL sketch where Norm Macdonald
But-
was
oh.
playing Charlton Heston on
Is that
Inside
true?
the Actors Studio, and like he was talking about like why he hated James Lipton and whatnot. And then the final question of like, what do you hope God says to you at the pearly gates? Like, well, I hope God says, don't worry, James Lipton's in hell being raped by the devil.
Okay, good. I was worried that was just you going off the dome for a second. I'm like, David, God. Yeah. Again, redefining hot take.
It was either that or the Little Nicky reference of the devil shoving a pineapple up his ass.
Hot take, more like hot take this dick.
That's what I meant, Giles.
Hanging all the lampshades.
Game
Someone-
4.
Someone please take that quote out for the next free play jingle.
All right. In this RPG, the only way you can open chests is by throwing a dodgeball at it. All right, gentlemen. Let's see some answers. Everyone says Dodgeball Academia. Everyone is correct. This is Dodgeball Academia, a dodgeball role-playing game. Have any of you guys heard of this game?
Not
Let's
until
jump
this
straight
moment.
to that question. Oh,
I have a question though. Since it is a dodgeball RPG, do you pick your party on like an alternating way? So eventually you get stuck with like the loser nerd dodgeball person?
David, it's okay to say that David.
Yeah. Do you get stuck with me in your party?
God, that's a good idea.
Well, basically, you're like an outcast at this school, of course. This dodgeball school, a school just for dodgeball.
Uh-huh.
And,
So are you Big Boy or are you Andre 3000?
No, you're neither of those guys. But you do get a special power that allows you to like charge up the ball and it catches on fire. And then when you hit the person, they catch on fire, which is really good. And they do damage over time.
So your Gambit. Is who you're playing as.
No, because this Gambit is different. He charges the things with kinetic energy and it just explodes. It's not fire.
I was going to say, Gambit doesn't set things on fire. He changes potential energy to kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Learn physics, Johnny.
Yeah, geez, John. Learn
and read
mutants.
the X-Men, for Christ's sakes. Jeez.
Yeah. Read the X-Men, won't share.
Yeah. But, anyways.
I thought it was actually a pretty good one. I mean, seriously, picture Gambit playing dodgeball.
He would fuck at dodgeball, man.
He'd get picked first every time because he could just hold the dodgeball, turn it into an explosive, and just sling that thing and kill the kids.
The only thing is, like,
He would get picked for dodgeball first every time. It's like, yeah, because he's got 25 years on everyone else playing.
Well, even teenage Gambit, John or David, just picture fucking Gambit in middle school. Like, picture, okay, just basically you, but you're actually Gambit. Yeah, like,
John, I picture that every day of my life.
That was called all of middle school. I was trying to be that fucking cool.
That's called David's vision board.
Yeah, you had that thing holding your hair up. You had that sick ass duster, and no one thought it was cool.
That's why I came to school wearing like pink and steel boots and wearing a head sock that pushed my hair up.
David tried so hard.
Most share.
David tried so hard to get picked first for dodgeball.
He became
Gambit. Got dressed out for PE and came out dressed as Gambit. Everybody else is wearing fucking athletic shorts and like shirts with their names and permanent marker, and you roll out dressed as Gambit.
In a brown duster with a bow staff.
I'm still picking Alexis. I'm not taking David.
God damn it, guys!
God damn it, mon chers.
Damn it, mon ami.
See you, mon cher.
There's always gators in the bayou.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Coach Tinsley, tell them to pick me.
I spent like an hour dyeing my hair red.
Do you know how long to get these contacts
in?
Oh my god! You go to the showers.
I even dressed my dog up like Rogue.
I do not want to get into the implications of that statement.
Well, you can't touch her anyway, so it's not going to be that bad.
Man, I really just want to cast the middle school, like us in middle school, with fucking as like the X-Men now. Like, which one we all be? Like, Johnny would be Beast. Fuck, I don't know who I'd be. I would say I hadn't hit my growth spurt yet, so maybe I could sneak in as Wolverine. But realistically, I feel like I don't know, end up being Colossus or some shit. Jesse, how about you in middle school?
Which of the X-Men was a long-haired sissy?
Sabretooth?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So I guess it's Sabretooth.
You can be an evil mutant
ever
too.
A member of the X-Men? Like,
no.
I know Magneto was, but did Sabretooth join?
Okay, fine. Yeah. Let's go with Magneto, the long-haired sissy.
There we go.
Yeah. He doesn't ever fight anybody. He just uses magnetic fields. He's a pussy.
You know what's not made out of metal? Dodgeballs.
Yeah.
He's the worst dodgeball player.
Yeah.
That's actually a really funny idea. Magneto in middle school fucking losing a dodgeball constantly.
He never throws the dodgeballs back. He just magnetically bends the basketball hoop down to reflect them all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, Jesse, Angel might be a good one for you.
Oh, yeah, Angel would be okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think of
and then when I
C-tier
grow up,
X-Men.
then when I grow up, I could become Archangel and really kick ass.
Hell yeah. I thought Archangel was cool for a little while.
Yeah, he was a badass. One of the four horsemen.
Anyway, so Dodgeball Academia does not have the X-Men in it.
No, but
though you should answer David's question. Do you eventually have to pick a fucking like a scrawny little nerd like David to be on your dodgeball team?
Yeah, basically your team is a bunch of rejects. Like
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we've all been there. We've all been the rejects.
Like
the good kids left on the dodgeball team with us.
You get the kid whose head is shaped like a balloon and his name is Balloony. So you get him on the team.
Terrible dodgeball player.
I think you get this like weird creepy girl that hangs around in graveyards all the time.
So is it like Dodgeball meets My Hero Academia?
You know,
hold on, dude.
No,
Who gives you that idea?
Just Academia, probably. It's more akin to Pokemon in a way, because like whenever you like go up to the some people, they just walk over to you like in Pokemon, and they're like, I'm challenging you to a dodgeball match. And then it plays this like Pokemon, like the pull away music, and then the music starts.
Honestly, I was thinking Pokemon during that second song because like, okay, so that was the trainer, like, your eyes met and you have to go into the battle type thing. Well done, game, evoking that thought in my brain.
And then it plays a lot like Super Dodgeball on the NES, with the power ups, like you can catch the ball and throw it back, but like the enemies have different moves too, like they can throw it slower or make the ball. Like I played against this one guy who could make the ball just disappear and reappear other places on the court, and that was really fucking with me. Because you go to like grab it and then it disappears and then it shows up behind you and hits you and you're like, well,
like was he Nightcrawler?
No.
I'm trying to think of an X-Men with like portal powers.
Well, Nightcrawler would teleport himself, and he would that would make him go cross the line, which
he would definitely get out by crossing the line. That's true.
So, but okay, so they play by the strange rules that I've never really heard of, where when you're eliminated, you get to go onto the outside the court, but on the other team's side.
Whoa, you've never heard of those rules? This is the way that me and Johnny and David played dodgeball.
Okay, I didn't know it. Yeah.
N-ball, motherfucker. That's a classic.
Yeah, so basically you can, still get outed by people who are eliminated. And
I was outed a number of times in middle school. It was savage. Yeah, man, N-ball. Guys, do you want to share some N-ball memories real quick? I mean, do you have any like glorious N-ball memories?
No.
John, what about my life makes you think I have any glorious memories about sports? Don't
you have like some memory of being like trapped on that dodgeball court up against all the odds and like doing something rad as shit?
No. Why would I have memories about being trapped?
Fine. I guess it's just me. But yeah, so we were playing N-ball. I was the last guy left on our side. There's balls behind me, balls in front of me. I'm up against it. And, the only strategy really at that point is to kind of hug the line, hug the side of the court and try and like run between and dodge the balls and maybe get lucky and pick one up off the ground. Fucking, I start sprinting across the court. Guy throws it from, on the court. I catch that bitch. Sliding on my knees. I get down to the ground. I catch that bitch. And I'm feeling so good about myself because I'm about to pop up and like take out another guy. And I get beamed in the back of the fucking head and fall flat on my face. And the game is over. Like I got nailed. I was feeling so slick. I slid. I caught it. I was making that move. And then boom, got just hit in the fucking head. And my memory of it is like very Platoon-esque. I felt like I died that day in front of everyone.
Back and to the left.
It was dope.
Back and to the left.
Mm-hmm. What a time it was. Anyway, yeah, this game sounds great.
It's super cool. It's definitely worth checking out. It's on Game Pass. I think it's on other systems. But it's a real cool. Like I like the sports role-playing game that happens occasionally. Like there's a good soccer one. This volleyball or this dodgeball one's really good. It just needs to be more sport role-playing games because I'm a nerd who likes sports and role-playing games. So put them together for me.
It only makes sense. Like that's the thing. I almost felt like we should have said at the beginning of this, like maybe something plus role-playing game doesn't quite qualify for the show this time because man, RPGs are just, infiltrating all, like even mainstream sports games have RPG elements in them at this point. So,
yeah, pretty much.
It's it almost wouldn't feel like a mashup if you chose like Madden, 22 or whatever. But I would have accepted it because we never clarified it. But sports RPG, the indie sports RPG, in particular, I like. I haven't been a big fan of those recent like FIFA games where it's like, all right, you played that game. Now you got to simulate your way through the calendar and like do some drills to like up your skills. I'm like, oh no, I don't want it. I don't want to do that at all. I just want to pretend that my face is on a guy playing for like a really good British soccer team. I don't actually want to do an RPG of this. I don't want to learn to dribble. Like, no, we're not doing that. So this sounds much better.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, cartoon dodgeball RPG. Let's us relive those middle school days with some better outcomes. I'm in favor of that. Nobody but me wants to share actual middle school memories.
No, they were all horrible.
I got people put gum in my hair and fucked with me through middle school. There was this guy Shane Pageant who would sit behind me and he'd always call me, "Hey girl, you're a girl. Hey girl, hey look at this girl. Oh, he's a girl. Oh, girl." I'm like, fuck. And then I met this dude. He was a middle school kid with facial hair. His name was,
David Fleming.
No, but Brent, and he always had my back, and he became like my bodyguard for middle school.
That's dope.
That's pretty cool.
He was your Kevin Costner. You were Whitney Houston.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, people in middle school were so creative with their insults, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's all right.
What I want to know is I want to go around the horn and know everybody's like top X-Man dodgeball pick and like last X-Man dodgeball pick.
The answer for everybody is Gambit.
Not necessarily.
First and last.
My top pick would be Nightcrawler because you will never hit him with a dodgeball.
That's true.
Yeah,
if he tried to sneak behind you, he would land on the other side of the court and get himself out. But no, you could never, as a team. So Johnny, are you saying you want to play as this guy or have him as your teammate?
Who you're picking for your teammate? And again, I want your worst and your best and your worst, your first and your last.
Okay, yeah, you're the team captain and you're picking the X-Men for your dodgeball team first and last. Jesse, go.
My best pick is fucking Kitty Pryde because you're not gonna fucking hit her.
Mm-hmm. It falls right through the floor, baby.
And then my worst pick would be like God. Can it be X-Men adjacent?
Sure.
Like, can I take someone from the? All right, from the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Blob.
No, okay, David, go.
My worst pick.
My best pick would be Nightcrawler because he'll just teleport out of the way, and my worst pick would be Colossus because he is a huge target, and once he goes metal, he probably moves a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm. Johnny, you want to go before me?
Yeah, my first pick would probably be Juggernaut, and my worst pick would also be Juggernaut.
I was going to say, Johnny, you got them all crossed up. What are you doing? So, damn, Jesse actually stole my first pick. My first pick would be the Blob because based on true to life experience, if you're playing dodgeball with like a really fat, absorbent middle schooler, and they know how to play dodgeball and they're really competitive, they're going to absorb every hit. Like if somebody tries to throw the ball at the Blob, he's just going to take the hit in his stomach and catch it, and they're out every time. I didn't
even think about that. Yeah,
he is a hyper defensive fucking dodgeball player. And my worst pick would be Juggernaut because he's enormous.
Yeah.
and with the dodgeball court, he can't move. He can't get going. So like he's just kind of standing there like
people would throw dodgeballs at him and he'd just charge through them. It's like, no, you're constantly getting hit.
Yeah, you're still getting hit, Juggernaut. Oh, you got in my head. But yeah. Nope. God. This game should be X-Men Dodgeball, but I'm happy that it's just, anime dodgeball RPG. It sounds really fucking good, man. Jesse, anything else on this delightful game that's brought back so many great memories?
That's good.
Yeah, for you, our memories were shit.
Yeah.
Even my good memory was a memory of me getting hit in the head with a dodgeball. Middle school wasn't all that great.
Middle school.
It felt so cool to get kicked, like beat in the head in such a fun way.
Game 5.
Was that the end of the second song?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
My screen froze, so I just wanted to make sure. The game's heroine will occasionally allude to her world-renowned but long-lost adventurer Uncle Henry. This is a reference to the protagonist of a puzzle platformer game made by the same team. All right, who's got those guesses/answers ready?
Me.
Yeah.
So Johnny says some Kingdom Hearts game. Very close.
What's wrong with
John?
you today, John?
John and Jesse both have the correct answer. This is Monster Tale. Yeah, I didn't want to give it away because the referenced uncle is Henry Hatsworth from the Puzzling Adventures of Henry Hatsworth, made
Love
by
that
the same
guy.
developers.
Oh man, Henry Hatsworth. Let's talk about what a fella he is.
No, let's talk about Monster Tale.
If you want to hear our thoughts on Henry Hatsworth, go find the episode of Game That Tune Gems where I speculate wildly about the personal life of Henry Hatsworth and his puzzling adventures. Man,
That
what
guy
time that was.
could dodge the hell out of a ball.
Mm-hmm. Unless he didn't want to.
He was an unconfirmed bachelor in the Victorian era.
Aren't we all?
I love Henry Hatsworth. I mean, we don't really need to get into it, but my headcanon of him being some jet-setting dandy that goes around the world solving puzzles and doing platform challenges really works for me, and I wish they had made it more of a series. Ugh,
What they
Hatsworth.
did do was make somewhat of a spiritual sequel in Monster Tale, because this game also combined an 2D action platformer with a different genre, which was the Tamagotchi pet simulator racing type game.
Oh no!
This looks cool.
Because this is
I
a
mean,
game that I've
It looks cool, but no, those genres, I don't want those together at all.
this is a game that I've had in my back pocket for a while because I did play this game and I did really enjoy it. And last week, when I was coming up with a theme, I thought, maybe we should come up with mashups so I can finally bring this game onto the show. So that was my thought process last week when I came up with this theme.
Well, sir.
But this game was really fun. It was a DS game, and it used the dual screens because the game stars a young girl named Ellie who gets transported magically to a realm of monsters, and she runs into other kids with monsters, and she befriends a monster named Chomp, and Chomp kind of takes over the bottom screen, and you find items and food that you give to Chomp. So on the bottom screen, you kind of support him and make sure that he's eating, and it has that Tamagotchi style thing. And then the top screen is you as Ellie exploring the world and whatnot. And at any time you can push the X button, I think it is, and you can bring Chomp up to the top screen, and he'll help you as you fight monsters and stuff.
Okay, so that's cool. That's more of something I sound interested in. So it's not, when you say a Tamagotchi type thing, your DS isn't always on, and your monster isn't in there pooping and needing to be fed at all hours, right?
Right. It's just kind of it has that same kind of pet simulator, take care of your monster on the bottom screen, but also you can call him up to fucking fight.
Okay. But if you go away from your DS for a few days and come back without feeding or letting your monster poop, he's not dead and you haven't lost the game, right?
No, the game does not run constantly.
Good. Very good to know. Okay, because that was what was concerning me. I'm I'm sorry. It's a DS game that's running 24/7, and God, how unsettling would it be to go to bed and hear your DS you see that little light go on, the DS is getting an internet update or some shit, and then it turns out it's just a monster taking a shit. You got to clean it up.
Really, it's just your monster companion dying.
Yeah, exactly. Please, Father. Oh no,
There's so much poop.
Yeah,
It needs to be cleaned.
I can't breathe.
I mean, how many? We've all been there with the Tamagotchi, right?
Oh yeah,
For
they
sure.
all died. They're all dead, right?
They're all dead.
How do you feel if you're that company that created Tamagotchi, knowing that all of them are dead now?
fine.
Yeah, you created all these digital lives, and now they're all dead in a landfill somewhere.
Yeah, how
in
do
the
you
ocean.
feel?
Yeah, there's a giant mass of Tamagotchis in the Pacific Ocean, just all dead.
Oh man, that's a great cut. Deleted scene from Ralph Breaks the Internet. Where they find all the dead Tamagotchis.
Oh,
Yep.
Where did that fucking come from? I'm down to discuss Wreck-It Ralph at any time, but it's just yeah, and Ralph Breaks the Internet. Wait, what?
Yeah, he goes into the Pacific Ocean and finds a bunch of dead Tamagotchis. It's Johnny's brain, man. Sometimes I think I have the strangest brain on the show, but Johnny, when he talks, proves us all wrong. Oh man.
So yeah, this was a really fun game. They're apparently they were supposed to remake it for the 3DS, and then that never happened. And then they announced that they're remaking it for modern consoles, but that announcement came out in January. And they haven't really said anything since.
All right.
But I'm hoping that they
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they bring it back because it was a fun game. I'm not sure how it will work without the dual screens, but I definitely want this game to kind of continue. And one thing, go ahead, John.
I was gonna say maybe they're figuring out a way to get us all to use our We Fit You strap-on meters. You're gonna have the monster living in your little pocket tracker. And that's going to somehow coordinate with the Switch again. They're going to go after that crowd, or you're just going to have to leave your Switch on all the time, so that the monster can bother you at night.
And die.
Yeah, it was the ultimate purpose of the Tamagotchi. Just telling you it's hungry, and then you neglect it, and it shits and dies. Yeah. That's why Furby beat Tamagotchi. In terms of like, the 90s like Christmas, craze toys, the Furby was incapable of dying and shitting. That's why people loved it.
That's what you think.
They were creeped out by it otherwise, but it's like, okay, well, this thing's horrifying, but it doesn't die and shit. So
like it dies before it shits.
This is a horrible abomination, but at least it hasn't shit itself and die. So it's got that going for it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cute.
That was my main beef with Tamagotchi was the incontinence. They fixed that with Furby.
That's the whole thing. They weren't particularly cute. All they did was shit. Oh God. Yeah. Anyway, but a remake of this announced in January sounds nice. I've gone longer without news about something, so I wouldn't rule it out. I would like to see it happen. For you, David.
Yeah. I don't have a segue to this next point, but I definitely wanted to bring it up. I do remember reading an interview, I think it was actually in Nintendo Power, where like one of the developers was talking, because the game does star this young girl, Ellie. She's like 9 or 10 years old. And apparently the publisher was like really pushing back on that. It's like, oh, are you sure you want to make it a girl? Like, don't you want to make it like a boy? And they're like, no, fuck that. It's going to be like this cool, like female character. It's like, all right, cool. That's fine. But don't you want to make her like 18 and like show her midriff and sex her up a little? And they're like, no, fuck it. She's just like a young girl who finds a monster world. Like,
don't you want to jerk
apparently
off
they
to
were
the
trying
game?
to like,
right.
The publishers were like really trying to like change the main character to be like this more like sexual teenage character, and they're like, no, she's just a little girl who finds a monster world. And I honestly respect that they had a vision and they stuck with it. Like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, in the face of all the horrifying Rule 34, they stuck by their guns. Like, that's the thing. The publisher was trying to save them horrifying creepiness in the inevitable internet fan art. And, it's like, should we make this character like 17, 18? No, it's going to be a cute little girl with a cool monster. And now if you go on Rule 34, there's horrifying pornography of a monster and a little girl. And, the publisher sticking to their guns, I appreciate their artistic vision. I truly do. In the face of what the internet will do to something like that. Like, it takes a real idealist to be able to fucking stand up to the internet and just be like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. This is what our game is. Like, anyway, I respect the hell out of it, man. Not even joking.
For the record, I did just check to see if there is Rule 34 of this game. There is one image, and it is of the monster with a giant penis.
Okay,
so the girl is
fine.
safe.
That's
Woo!
fine. Yeah.
All
yeah.
fine. Perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
nothing wrong with
Better
that.
than fine. It's probably from the new developer.
Perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
If somebody else wants to post that to the Discord, by all
That's
means.
just concept art for the new remake.
But I mean, like, I appreciate and I respect, game
Me
developers, especially
too.
in the DS era, who are like, you know what? No, this is our character. We're going to stick with it. Like,
Yes.
I'm sure Ashley Robbins from Trace Memory, like, they probably could have made her a sexy teenager, but it's like, no, she's just a teenage girl. Go with it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Someone's
yeah,
bound to find it sexual.
it's a fun, like, sort of Metroidvania style platformer, but then you have this monster that you're raising, and as you raise it, it gets different forms. So there are elemental forms that will help you out in different encounters, and it was a really fun little game.
I like it, David. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely thought up this theme last week, keeping this game in my mind.
I'm glad you held on to it for so long. I'm sorry that whatever Game That Tune Gems episode should have covered it didn't cover it. This is why you shouldn't leave some of this research up to me. We definitely just blazed right past the 10-year anniversary of this back in March. But more Monster Tale, please. Now, and David, I don't expect you to know this just off the top of your head, but do you have composer information? And do you understand how awesome the composer for this game is? Don't look him up. I want to know who you know.
I mean, I am not looking it up right now, obviously. I was aware of the composer when I, chose this game, because the composer is Ian Stalker, who is a classic video game music composer.
Truly underrated video game music composer.
The question is, do you know of the games that he has composed for, John?
Oh, do I? I will give Johnny and Jesse a no Googling chance to guess a single game composed by Ian Stalker that is a undeniable video game music classic.
Did he do God, man, I got no idea.
Super Meat Boy?
No, that was Danny Baranowski, but I like I appreciate the guess, Jesse. Johnny, you got nothing?
Monster Tale.
He did Monster Tale for the DS. But see, he moved on from the DS, from the Game Boy Advance. Ian Stalker composed the soundtrack to Robots.
Oh, that game. Okay.
The fucking movie game based on the Robin Williams robot movie that has, for some reason, one of the greatest Game Boy Advance soundtracks of all time. That soundtrack absolutely fucks. And I mean, so David, well done on Monster Tale.
I was thrown off because when you said robots, I thought you meant Beat Boop.
Yeah. Oh, it's been too long, man. But yeah,
there's
so
a
Ian
deep
Stalker,
cut reference for all the Game That Tune fans.
Ian Stalker, Beat Boop, composer of Robots. Man, yeah. Honestly, like knowing that makes me excited to listen to the soundtrack because, like, seriously, that guy, he fucking just hit it out of the park with like a Robots soundtrack, a licensed Game Boy Advance movie game, much in the same way that, fucking what's his face did with like the Waterworld soundtrack on SNES. It's like these guys just waste their talents on these fucking games. And so, to know that he also did Monster Tale, I'm like, cool. I'm going to listen to that. Like, I mean, if he was doing this soundtrack without even anybody from like resembling a movie studio telling him what to do, then like who knows what's on the soundtrack? It could be the greatest video game soundtrack of all time.
I mean, he did also compose the music for The Sims 2 and Shrek Super Slam.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Ian Stalker, suddenly rising to the top of the Game That Tune Mount Rushmore. Yeah. Shimamura, Koshiro, Sakuraba, Kondo, Stalker. That's where we're at. It's man, he's shooting up the charts. Great pick, David. Classic pick. A perfect genre mashup pick and a perfect composer pick for this episode. Well done, David.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Anything else then?
No, I think everything I have to say can be summed up by it's a fun game.
Indeed it is. It's been a fun game. Johnny,
calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps. Beeps. Scoring complete. This game's winner is... John Harrington.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I got the win. It was a fantastic tie, me versus Jesse. Jesse, I know that you haven't really adjusted to this yet, but I'm the champion. So when it's a tie, it goes to me, baby. So that's what happened tonight. No showdown, no lightning round, no sudden death. Just a classic John Harrington perfect game win. What a show. What a game. Fantastic episode, guys. And Jesse, I stole the win from you, but if you got a theme in mind, I'll still entertain it. Did you have a theme you were feeling strongly for the next episode? Because I have one in my back pocket that I've been thinking about busting out. But if you got something you want to suggest to me, I'm open to it. Step into the king's court.
I was going to suggest games in which you kind of don't play.
No. Jesse, you have been banished from the King's Court.
Absolutely not.
like,
I'm sorry. What?
like they're games, but they're like
They play
They're
themselves.
games, but
They-
you don't
they-
play them.
they obviously
So-
focus way more on story than gameplay.
So visual novels.
Yeah.
More
So
than
okay,
that,
we're not
though.
going to discuss this because it's not the theme.
Yeah.
Because I won the episode.
Games from
Good
Soviet
Lord.
Russia that play you.
No.
Tamagotchis. They just
Games
kind of
that
happen.
shit themselves and die.
Yep, that's what happened to that theme, baby. No, I had a good theme in mind, and it kind of ties in with this week's theme. It's funny. I was kind of trying to guide David in the direction of this theme last week, but it's good as its own distinct theme. I want to do something a little different, a little special. You know, this won't be a Game That Tune redo episode, but it will be a very special episode. I want, honoring the, kind of this episode, the mashup episode and our redo episodes. I'm giving you guys the chance. You may use a game that has previously been used on Game That Tune. However, the soundtrack must be different than the last time you used it on Game That Tune. It can be a release on a different system with a new soundtrack, or it can be a remix album or some such thing of the soundtrack. Now, I don't want you guys just to go to OC Remix and pick 3 random fucking things from whatever game you're thinking of. I would like them all to be coming from the same source, same artist, same whatever, same game, same artist.
So
But-
covers?
Or games that came out on multiple systems, but they have a uniquely or distinctly different sound on that system.
This is highly unusual.
I know it is.
If there is a game that features like one remix of a song, can we use that, or do all songs have to be remixed versions?
I would prefer 3 remixes of songs from a prior game.
Okay.
Yeah. So covers, remixes, or re-releases with a slightly distinct soundtrack. That's the theme for next week's episode. That's right. Really changing the Game That Tune formula. We might have a Game That Tune covered up spectacular, or we might just have a game of I don't know, fucking weird European releases that have sound chips that sound different. Who knows? It's going to be an interesting theme.
Yeah, okay. This is gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's about time, guys. It's way too late in the show for us to have started doing wild shit like this. So anyway, yeah, that's the theme. Get your requests in. I know you guys, you guys out there in Amiga land have different sound chips and things. You want to hear your familiar versions of classic games. So get those requests in to us. But in the meantime, thank you everybody for listening. Thanks everybody watching live with us. We're live every Wednesday night. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. Thanks to everybody listening in podcast form. We're at GameThatTune.com or anywhere you get your podcasts. Rate, review, subscribe, be a podcast listener. Sometimes our shows make more sense when they're in podcast form. We edit some stuff out. Thanks to everybody checking out patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for our awesome exclusives. We've got Covered Up. We've got mixtapes. We've got GTT gems. We've got the 24/7 video game music live stream with requests being taken all day, and you guys run the show over there. Twitch.tv/GTT radio. We got movie commentaries. We got a lot of stuff that we do over there at patreon.com/GameThatTune, and we super appreciate you guys supporting the show. We want to give a special thanks to our absurd fans on Patreon: Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Bradford Stevens, Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Mork, Tasty, Grimmery, Phoenix Tier 2121, and Unsaddled Zebra, a fantastic group of people that support Game That Tune. Thank you for our request tonight. David, who made that request?
The request came from our Discord channel, and it came from Mork.
Thank you to Mork, Absurd Fan Mork on Patreon for that request. Hit us up in our Discord with requests, or hit us up GameThatTune@gmail.com, or find us on Twitter at GameThatTune, or you can find us individually there on Twitter. I am there at JGangsta187. You can find John Regan on Twitter at
JP Regan JR.
You can find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFT Fleming.
And you can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
Hell yeah, fellas. So we've got bonus tunes. I've got the bonus tunes. And the bonus tunes tonight, let me refresh my memory because I honestly, kind of forgot what I uploaded. So bonus tunes tonight. I've been listening to a lot of mashups, and I've been, really getting deep into a classic YouTube channel. Maybe a YouTube cover artist by the name of Yuzo Boy. Johnny calls him Kuzo Boy, but we all properly refer to him as Yuzo Boy. He does a lot of fantastic mashups and crossovers and things on YouTube. And I have chosen one of his classic tunes. I've chosen the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Chemical Plant Zone theme. Parentheses, SNES version. So, we've got the Chemical Plant Zone on a different system, honoring not only the mashups of tonight, but also the theme for next week of songs that sound different on a different system. That's what we're going to do tonight. We love you, and peace out, everybody. Johnny, I could see you nodding your head in slight approval of that song. I like that. We'll get there, man. Check out Yuzo Boy. Wario Blast featuring Bomberman is copyright 1995 Nintendo of America Incorporated and Hudson Soft. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin is copyright 2020 Edelweiss and X-Seed Games. Dragon Quest Builders is copyright 2016 Square Enix. Dodgeball Academia is copyright 2021 Pocket Trap and Humble Games. Monster Tale is copyright 2011 Dream Rift and Majesco Entertainment Company.